Hello, this is Victor. I'm here with a new video about a new topic of the week. And this time this is a response to the topic started by Vince Venturella. Please find the link to the video of Vince Venturella in the description below. And the topic is about Games Workshop and community involvement. So I just wanted to give my point of view on that, how I have seen this over the time, and let's start on that. And I wanted to start with a little bit of history, a little bit of background on the evolution of how I have seen, how I perceive the involvement of Games Workshop with the community. I will say that in the past, the company was quite engaged with the community. The company was building up this community in such a way because they were creating events, they were creating painting contests, they were creating a lot of different activities, and they were trying to build up a community to engage with the people using the company as a whole with big events, and also using the stores, the shops, as a way to start the people in the hobby. So they were really doing a intensive work on trying to make some activities and try to build up the community. But over the time, and I have to say that in the good moments, they were even doing uh, worldwide campaigns where you were giving your input to your store. So you were feeling like a part of a really big community where you can influence even the history or how the evolution of the world when they did the 13th it's called the 13th Dark Crusade of Abaddon, for example, in Warhammer 40k, and then these other worldwide events where you were able to input your results in a web, and then they were compiling that. I know that a lot of people did tricky parts of that, but I think the purpose was to have fun and really to have some narrative about the history on the Warhammer 40k or Warhammer Fantasy. But then over the time, Games Workshop start disengaging with the community. They start reducing the number of games days to the point that there is no games day anymore, and the only events you have to go uh, to UK if you want some events with Games Workshop. So they start stopping all this type of global or worldwide activities. They start stopping also activities as a corporate in the countries, and they just focus on the stores. And I will say that at the beginning they were not engaging neither in all these global events like Gen Con. In Spain, for example, Games Workshop was not participating in Gen Cons or in other events that they were not exclusive the Games Day. So this was showing them as an elitist company sometimes, especially I'm talking now from a Spanish point of view, from a Spain point of view. They were looking a little bit elitist because they don't want to mix with the other companies in these events. This was not very positive, but on the other side, they were doing this big event, the Games Day, where you were able to go and to find some amazing tables to spend some great time there. The point is, this Games Day, I think, more and more evolved into a commercial shopping event, start losing the purpose, and I think at the end, I guess we should decide to stop that. And I think that was seen very negative by the community, stopping this type of events, and also have been seen as a sign of weakness from the company. And and also a lot of people find this that the company completely disengaged from the community. So this way, a lot of people feel betrayed because suddenly it's worship not only on the events but also on the worldwide activities. The communication was very poor, and they were stopping all the lines of communication with the community. And I think this was really a wrong step, a wrong decision from the Workshop. So during this period, I will say the worst period where the Games Workshop as a company was not engaging with a lot with the community and was difficult for you to connect with the Games Workshop. On the other side, the stores have doing a lot of effort try to build up community around the store. So I would say that as a corporation, as a company, they were not doing activities, but locally the stores were pushed to do a lot of activities and to do almost a weekly activity, small tournaments, small competitions, small battles, a lot of different activities. And I'm just talking for example, the shop of Brussels. They are doing a lot of activities, and I can say the same for other shops. And if you look the Facebook pages of some of the shops, yeah, some of them do a lot of activities. So it's true that they don't do this type of big events, but as a store, they will keep doing a lot of activities. The problem is, well, as you can see here, there is three boys, three people. One is very happy because have a very nice shop next to him. He can go to the shop every weekend. There's a lot of activity there. The other one is is a little bit serious. Yeah, there is a shop, maybe it's not very active, or maybe it's a retailer that is not a lot of interest on Warhammer 40k or fantasy. So he feels, bah. But then, if you are in a position where you don't have a store next to you, or you don't have any club, yeah, this can be quite boring, quite sad, because you feel alone in that world, and then at the end you disengage because the company is not engaging with you neither, because it's stopping all the ways of communication. So at that moment, you were highly dependent. If you were lucky to be next to one of these stores, for example, if you are not far from the uh, Warhammer wall, I think this is a great. This is great, no? Because you have there super top facilities to go and play some games. But on the other side, if you are in a village where you don't have a lot of things around you and you feel completely isolated from the rest of the community, so this can be quite annoying. And then if you see that the company don't care, globally speaking, they close the company Facebook, and the only way to go to communicate with them is through the customer service or to the local retailers. So you feel quite disappointed and quite, I would say, betrayed in that way, especially when they at the same time they start closing shops and then they start going to the one-man shop, what looks quite a bit challenging. I think if it's a one-man shop, you can do a lot of hobby involvement. So it seems that the Games Workshop start doing less and less and less involvement. But what is good is recently we had some good news. Since Games Workshop is willing to change the direction they've taken for the last years. Since Games Workshop is willing to engage more with the community, and I think this is great news. I think if they start doing events, and if they start supporting shop retailers, and they start also supporting some local activities, this is one of the best news we can see. Because at the end, there is a lot of this feeling that you feel betrayed, because Games Workshop are part of the change of direction of some games, but also the change, the less and less and less involvement with the community is not helping them in the image, and it's been one. I think it's been one of the worst sides of Games Workshop, the lack of involvement with the community in some of the cases. Although I have to say, the local Games Workshop store in Brussels, they have very kind people with a lot of engagement, but I guess this will depend a lot on if you're lucky and you have a nice store or not close by you are you're living. So yeah, I think this is one of the best news we can listen when Games Workshop is willing and is declaring, is telling you that they want to engage and they want to support more the community. So that is great because they can support the community, give it more presence, but at the same time, if they do events, they can share with that division. They can share without how they see have to be played the games. Because today we have the vision of the ETC, we have the vision of the ITC, we have the vision of the great tournament scene that is very competitive, but this is not appealing for everybody. Some people who like more like campaigns and some more narrative things that they don't really demand to have the last army or super fine-tuned list to play. So if they start doing other activities and they start sharing with the community some other type of activities that you can do, and also to give prizes, and also yeah, this can give a guidance for the rest of the community as well, how to think out of the box and how to play these games in a different way and not the standard 3 rounds or 6 rounds of games where we just point and it's like a competition. So maybe there is other ways And the last thing I think is very important for Games Workshop, and they are missing that in the last time. And I think no, they should. I think is one of the big lacks they have. One of the big weaknesses is that they should communicate more with the community. They should express more when they see the community is pissed off in something. I think it's good for them to explain why they do these changes. I think they should be more open to explain why they do what they do, because most of us, we don't understand, or we don't have all the figures to understand the decisions that Games Workshop is taking. But maybe if they explain you the decisions they take, it's going to be more easy for you to understand the movements, and maybe to yeah to understand Games Workshop. I will say all this that Games Workshop is doing at the end is marketing for them. And at the end, yeah, they need the community, because the community is the people that is buying the games. So the community is the way to engage more people into the games. The community, I think the community in wargaming is essential. Without community, you don't have a company. So, and this is why I think in the past they had a great vision, building up community, creating the events, pushing for to engage the people in this type of global campaigns. I think they lacked this vision for some years, and yeah, I really want to see Games Workshop getting stronger again on that point, because at the end the community is good for us. The more people we have, the more fun we are going to get on the games, and yeah, and at the end, Games Workshop cannot survive without the community. So because they have to sell the product to someone. But yeah, I'm not naive, and I think we will still have this type of love-hate in the community. We are going to have people that will love what the Games Workshop do, and I'm pretty sure that there are people that will be pissed off. Because at the end, the Games Workshop have to take the decisions. The worst they can do is not taking a decision and not doing changes, because at the end they will die. Companies that don't take decisions, they don't do changes, and they don't react to what is happening, at the end they die. Maybe they mistake, or maybe they do the right movement, but they have to. You have to be open that any company have to do changes, have to change the mindset, and have to try new things. If not, in the long term, we die. And here, for me, one of the big examples is Warhammer Fantasy. Warhammer Fantasy have been out there for a lot of years, but in the last years they were decreasing. They did up to 8 editions, and the base was going down. And the big problem that Fantasy had at the end is that the entry point was very difficult for new players, in terms that it was too complex, and this makes the market very niche. Not a lot of people like complex games, and I know that this can be pissing off for people that really love Warhammer Fantasy, but we have to be really fair and understand that most of the people don't like complex rules, and also you have to do a big investment to make an army. So a big investment in terms of money, and a big investment in terms of time. And if you don't have time, you have to invest more money, because then you need someone that is painting the army for you, or is preparing the army for you. So, and then a big investment in time anyway, because you have to play a lot of games to understand the game. And on the other side, Age of Sigmar, the investment is really much lower, making the entry point much easier for everybody. In terms of rules, they look simple, but I think you can make it as complex as you want with all the special rules. We always overlook the rules of the terrain and the rules of the scenario. You can make this game really complex if you want, and and yeah, and you can start very small with just 5 miniatures and start playing with that. You have so much flexibility that you can adapt the game much easier. If you want, you can play only heroes. If you want, you can play only monsters. If you want, you can organize the army as you want. So there is, I would say that there is a lot of options, and this is really opening a lot of possibilities in when you try to play. I think Age of Sigmar really opening much more possibilities with more simple rules that are easier to remember and less difficult to get. and with light meters because the entry point is lower. So I don't want to keep talking about choosing, but I think that the only thing I want to say is, yeah, I think this is a good change. I know that some people will dislike and will never be happy. Sorry, what Get Worship is doing. There will be people that will always love, and I'm critic. I like to see try to be as objective as I can. They did a lot of mistakes, and I think one of the big mistakes that Get Worship did is they disengage with the community. And yeah, and I'm looking with some hope to see that Hate Worship is realize that this was being a mistake, and they are willing to engage more and to do more events as company with the community. And that's all. So please let me know what do you think. Let me know your opinion. I'm really open. I encourage you to go also to the Games Venturella video where we are going to put all the responses there. It's been a great topic, and yeah, I'm looking forward to see what Games Workshop can do and what are the events. The next event that I see in future is that the 30 years of the Space Marines. I see that there is a lot of encouragement in my local shop, so most likely I will see if I can go there and yeah, and have some fun time. Yeah, that's all. Please let me know what do you think. Let me know if you see this as a good movement. What have you think about, how have you seen this workshop in the past of in the last years? So yes, and if you want to support my channel, I let you know that I have a Patreon account. You will find the link to the Patreon account in the description below as well. If not, you go to the description below and you can support me. You can support me with just $1 uh, a month. I don't, and if you can't, doesn't matter. I will keep pushing my videos, my opinions, painting tutorials, and all the stuff that I was pushing into my channel. I hope you have enjoyed this video. I hope you like it. Please like, comment, subscribe if you're not subscribed. And as usual, thanks a lot for watching. I'll see you again later. Bye.